To the leadership of this administration, our nation has had one of the most successful vaccination efforts in the world. 340 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine have been administered in the United States. 80% of Americans over the age of 65 have been fully vaccinated. 80%. That means the vast majority of our senior population is protected from being hospitalized or dying from COVID-19. Yet at this moment, there's trouble on the horizon. Case numbers across the country are ticking back up. It's important to note why. The Delta variant is spreading like wildfire among unvaccinated Americans. This variant is much more transmissible. I've heard quotes from some that it's 1,000 times more transmissible than the original COVID-19. And it's quickly become the dominant strain of this virus in America. There's good news. The vaccines that we all have access to right now will stop the Delta variant in its tracks. They will save your life. And with the spread of the Delta variant, the reality for Americans is quickly becoming get vaccinated or risk contracting serious or a deadly case of COVID-19. As Dr. Walensky, the director of the CDC, said last week, and I quote her, "This is quickly becoming a pandemic of the unvaccinated." Over the past week, we've started to see a renewed sense of urgency from my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. They've finally become more vocal about dispelling disinformation about the vaccines. Even Fox News has begun airing public service announcements encouraging viewers to get vaccinated against the coronavirus. I applaud them for starting to join the chorus of scientific experts, health officials, and community leaders who've been calling on Americans to protect themselves and their loved ones. Because it was only a few weeks ago when a couple primetime hosts on Fox expressed their displeasure with me personally for criticizing their coverage of the vaccines. I was alarmed, said so on the floor of the Senate, by some of the ideas that Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham were peddling. Their anti-vax rhetoric quite simply put their viewers and their families of their viewers at risk. We can disagree on political issues, and I'm sure we will continue to do so, but we shouldn't play political games with life and death when it comes to COVID-19 vaccines. We've seen a shift in tone recently. Some hosts on Fox, specifically Sean Hannity and Steve Doocy, now encourage their viewers to get vaccinated. At the very least, they call on them to consult with their doctors. It's a move in the right direction, but we ought to make it clear once and for all, publicly where we can, that those who are spreading this anti-vax rhetoric are literally risking the lives of our fellow Americans. We're seeing that good comes from sharing facts about the vaccines and the potential to save lives. As of yesterday, the 7-day average of newly vaccinated Americans is up nearly a third over last week. Nearly 7 in 10 American adults now have one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. We need to keep it up. More than 610,000 of our family members and friends and neighbors in America have died from this disease, and millions more around the world. We have the power within our hands with vaccine to stop this pandemic. We all have to do our part.